with all my stuff ready to make Vickie's spaghetti. And here's all of our different items. We're gonna use some thin spaghetti and Skinner's. Then I just went ahead and lined all this up, and that way we can just get this put together and not waste any time. So what I'm gonna do is just get it in the pan. Let's get it simmering, let's get it cooked, let's get it all good and brown, and then I'm gonna come back and finish this up in just a little bit. When the sauce is ready, then we'll make up some noodles. Okay, well, I'm gonna get this going. All right, here we are. We're gonna start with some avocado oil. And get down in there in that pan, like that. And then we're gonna get our meat. And organic, I got this from Costco. It's good meat too. And it's very fresh. And let me get this over out of the way. And we're just gonna take the meat and we're just gonna break it up. I washed my hands, so my hands are clean. And we'll just break this meat up. And it's gonna get all nice and brown down in the bottom of our cast iron pan. I do love this pan for making my spaghetti. And I do like the meat to get good and brown. So we're gonna get that meat all browned up there. And I'm gonna kind of push it to the side like that. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Let's get some hand washing going here. Get that off of my fingers. So when I touch my spices, they'll be clean. Okay, we got some pink salt. A little pink salt off to the side. But you don't need much because we've got a little celery salt. Where's that? Because we got some salt with the celery. Put that on the side. Okay. And let's fire this up a little bit and get that cooking. A little bit more spray on the sauce side so we can do it right in there. Got our basil. I get all these big spices, and it's all these spices require just a handful. We don't have to measure. And you just take it and you do it like this and break it up. Kind of gets it to cooking better. There's the basil. Let's get the cilantro, about the same amount. Kind of a handful. Put that out of the way. Kind of break it up. Put it in there. Got some parsley. Same thing. Got a handful. Actually, I don't like to go quite so much with parsley. Get our parsley in there. Get all those lids on there in a bit. You've got to have oregano for your spaghetti. Even a little bit more if you like a lot of oregano. So all that goes in. And then we got our garlic powder. If I had some fresh garlic, I'd certainly be putting it in there. I'm going to be trying to work on getting some better garlic growing up in the... That was like a big, that was probably about a half a teaspoon. Okay, a little bit of pepper. Just however much pepper you like. And we're going to kind of put that to the side. Kind of let that simmer on its own a little bit. If you want to mix a little meat into it, that's fine. But I kind of like to simmer my spices just a little bit. Add a little more oil in them, like that. Okay. Kind of let that simmer a little bit, the spices kind of savor up in there. And get that going. Then we can start with our meat. Kind of work our meat now. Get that good and brown. And I do like to get some, if you see this brown over here on this side, that'll make it have some good flavor in it. That right up in there. You want to get some of that up in there, that brown, because it really gives it a good flavor. All right, let's keep cooking that up. Get it good and brown. I like it finely chopped. I've got some water over there. When we come back after I get this on the stove and let it simmer for about 45 minutes, and then I'll come back to you and I'll have that water started up and I'll have it nice and hot. And we can go ahead and add some olive oil in if you want to. Okay, we've got some olive oil in there. Let's keep this meat going. And go ahead and put some salt in there. I use some pink salt. There we go. Put a little more in there if you want. Because we're going to drain that off because it'll take some of the starch out of it. You know, you want to drain your noodles because that's how you get rid of a lot of starch. Okay. Got this meat. Got it cooking. Cook, 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 cook. And you get it good and brown. If you get a good little scorch on it but don't burn it, then that flavor will come out in your sauce and you're going to like that a lot better. If you've just got time to really work with your, I mean, you can open up a can of instant spaghetti sauce if you want, but if you could always try to get a good little scorch on your meat, you're going to find that you're going to like it a whole lot better. And you know that meat I used, it's got a little bit more fat on it. If you use a real lean with, you know, meat, but this has got a little bit more, it's not real fat, but a little bit, because it gives it a little flavor. And you know, if you think it's a little bit too fat for you and it's got a little bit too much grease on it, then just pat some of it out with a paper towel or get some of it out. And now we're over here. We're going to let that meat brown over there. Let's just get to the tomatoes. These are organic tomatoes. I've got the box in the refrigerator. I should show it to you. But I got these at Costco. They're organic. And what I do is you can cut them up and just throw them in your, I like this NutriBullet. And you can leave the skin on, because this NutriBullet, I mean, it will purify all this. And you know that the skin on anything, on your fruits or anything, that's where most of the nutrition is. And here's the whole tomato, and I just cut out, I like to kind of cut the end off and dig in there and get that core out a little bit. But just cut your tomato up a little bit, kind of get it down in your bullet. I mean, you can use a regular blender, but I have found that this bullet, now I want to tell you, it will purify that skin and you won't have to even think about it. So we'll push all that down in there. And there is a fill line on your bullet, so it's right there. Say hi, Lexi.
Hi.
I've got a helper today. She's my granddaughter, and she is filming this for me, and it makes it so nice.
So easy.
So easy. So we don't want to overfill our bullet because we don't want it to, but I tell you what, this will make a lot of juice, and you don't have to add a whole lot of water to your spaghetti. We'll just push that down in there. Hand wash. Put this on. Tight. Let's put that in there. that out. There we go. All right. Now, the meat's ready. Let's go look at it. I want to show you how brown it is. Look at all that smoky stuff down in there. Look at all that brown. That's what you want right there. Okay, here we go. There's our organic tomatoes. If you've got some out of the garden, perfect. I had some that were frozen, and you know I didn't really like the taste of them. I'm only going to add a little bit of paste because I don't really like tomato paste that much in my spaghetti because it's too sweet. So, we are going to get that all stirred up. And on your cast iron, with the coating on it, you'll want to use something that doesn't scratch your pan. And after you cook this tomato, it'll turn red. Right now, it just looks a little bit pink, but it'll all turn red. And I'm gonna let this cook a good 30 minutes, and it's gonna simmer. And all the flavor's gonna come out of all of those spices that I put in. I think I've got everything in there that I want. I can always test it, you know, to give it a little taste test. But this pink will turn red, and it's gonna make a wonderful sauce. And I'm gonna get back to you in about, probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I've got my daughter coming over, and we're gonna have this for lunch. So we're gonna get this all prepared up. But, all right, I'll be seeing you in a little bit.
Good. Okay.
I'm going to put some olive oil in, a little bit of olive oil. Put as much as you want. I don't use a whole lot. Turn the fan off. There we go. Okay.
Scooper.
Hey, let me get some Parmesan. It's gonna be messy. Bon appetit.